2025 to order. Roll call, please.
Ron Bourgeois,
Present.
Mark Arbico,
Present.
Michael Dubois,
Present.
Stephen Guidry,
Present.
Jonathan Kerwin,
Present.
Jim Kowalski,
Present.
Monty Montalvo,
Present.
Lenore Feeney. Here. Jason Hanneman.
Present.
Erica Dorsey. Present.
We have a quorum. Please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we'll allow for public comment regarding items on today's agenda. Mr. Director, do we have any requests?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
There's no request. We'll move to general business. The first item on the agenda, consideration of the August 14th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the minutes as published.
Move.
Second.
Mr. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we advance to item number 6 on the agenda. Take that out of order.
Motion to take item 6 out of order. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll move to item 6, a request of the Department of Public Safety, Office of State Police to continue authority for the unclassified deputy superintendent serving as chief administrative officer, position number 505-26904, in accordance with State Police Commission Rule 4.1D2, effective December 11th, 2025. We have a representative of State Police here to answer any questions of the commission. Any discussion on item 6? We'll entertain a motion to approve item 6.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Colonel. The next item is item 2, the ratification of the interim approval granted by the executive director under Rule 3.1K regarding an individual pay adjustment under Rule 6.16C in the amount of $262.17 biweekly for Trooper David Baudouin, effective September 15th through December 11th, 2025. Discussion on item. This reassignment was effective September 15th, 2025, and the increase in will amount to the detail rank sergeant in protective services. This pay adjustment will be in effect until the minimum qualifications is met, or he is no longer serving in that capacity. And just to clarify, this item is the ratification of the interim approval, and another item on the agenda is the formal confirmation. Well, this is the formal confirmation, and the next item will be the separate action and ratification of the position.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval.
Second.
So moved and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 3. Next item is a request from the Office of State Police for a temporary individual pay adjustment, also in the amount of $262.17 biweekly for Trooper Baudouin, effective December 11th, 2025, and continuing until he meets the minimum qualifications for detail to sergeant or is no longer serving in the protective services unit. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval.
Second. Move All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 4 is a request for approval of one unclassified deputy command pilot position due to Rule 4.1 and 2 effective December 11th. 5. You have a representative available. Should there be any questions, any discussion on item number 4?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members. I respectfully request the recreation of the deputy command pilot as an unclassified position within Louisiana State Police ranks. The recreation of this position, which implies that it did previously exist, would ensure that the air support maintains continuity of operations, supervising flight crews, coordinating flight schedules, and enforce safety regulatory protocols within the unit. As many of you all know, aircraft are a vital part of our mission within the agency. We provide support to our local police, our sheriffs, other state agencies, and our federal partners throughout each calendar year. Specifically, missions from various things, whether it's a officer-involved shooting, a missing child, wildfire, a inclement weather situation, many of the needs that are required to provide law enforcement operations to be successful for public safety. Currently, the command pilot is the sole source of approval, supervision, and oversight of 7 pilots and 1 tactical flight officer. It should be noted that we also have 2 vacancies. So if we just put it in simple terms, the commander who's seated here today in the flight suit, Dean Laverne, who's our new command pilot, oversees 9 pilots and 1 tactical flight officer. As you know, all of our pilots within the agency are cross-trained to fly both the helicopter and the fixed-wing plane. The responsibility of that is very significant. Importantly, all of our pilots fly regularly, including the command pilot. So although you have the duties and responsibilities of administrative coupled with your flight duties, this position of a deputy command pilot would help allocate those duties accordingly. And then in the command pilot's absence, when he or she is at training or they're on a mission, a law enforcement mission, or any other mission involving our aircraft, we will have that deputy command pilot provide that guidance and direction on the ground and or in the air when needed. The command pilot is also a single approver of all flight operations, both planned and unplanned. We'd like them to be planned, but life happens in public safety. And I know that generally you're very familiar with that. The planning and scheduling of training, budgetary items, and the daily administrative functions of the section. Louisiana State Police operates our flight program with the utmost safety, but also the utmost efficiency. And in doing that, that's why our command pilot regularly flies missions. So in order to ensure those other items that I just discussed are given direct attention, more importantly, precise attention, the deputy command pilot I'm requesting here today as an unclassified position for Louisiana State Police. I can talk about some more duties. I know everyone had an opportunity to look at the numerous things that State Police does. I've gone over a few of those. I would ask your consideration and your approval of this vital position for our agency and within the air support of Louisiana State Police.
Discussion. Will entertain a motion.
I've just one question. What's the count on fixed wing or rotary wing aircraft?
Yes, sir.
Of
Presently,
each?
yes, sir. Presently, right now, we have 9 rotary or helicopters and 5 fixed wing aircraft.
I hear that many.
Yes, sir. So the responsibility of maintenance and logs and more importantly, the training and the continuous training is significant. And for years, our retired command pilot Keith Groves is in attendance with us today. Probably familiar with him. He did it for many years, and an exceptional job that he did. And there's no doubt in my mind that Command Pilot Dean Laverne will be able to do the same, but in the interest of public safety, more importantly, efficiency and effectiveness and the safety of everyone, we need to bring this back. It was lost some years ago due to unforeseen circumstances like many of the other positions within the agency, but now that we have rebranded, more importantly, retrained and enhanced our support of our local police and sheriffs, and I guess critically using the aircraft, we need that deputy command pilot to make us successful in everything that we do.
Move. Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, members and chairman. I think the next one's, I'll remain if that's okay.
That'd be great, sir. Thank you. Item 5, the request of the Department of Public Safety, Office of State Police for approval of one unclassified WAE drone operator position in accordance with State Police Commission Rule 4.1C1, effective December 11th, 2025.
So members, chairman, once again, air operations, but this would be more into the drone side of it. We know how busy 2025 year was. It started with the terrorist attack in New Orleans, coupled a couple weeks later with 5 record days of 12-inch snow, followed by Super Bowl, then Mardi Gras, then the 10 fugitives, and numerous other things that happened at our state universities and other places that required law enforcement response. Drones are an incredible tool for law enforcement operations. However, they don't replace aircraft, they complement aircraft. And if done correctly and strategically, they can be a force multiplier. This request for a WAE trooper for Region NOLA, which encompasses the city of New Orleans and then the 5 other troops within Troop B, allows us to have some additional support of obviously WA troopers are retired troopers that come back and have institutional knowledge that can provide that on the ground immediate response. Presently, all of our drone pilots are troopers that are within the agency assigned either in patrol, investigations, support, or special operations. No one is in a permanent position of drone operator. So like our SWAT team, like our mobile field force, the lion's share of those men and women who perform those functions are full-time in another duty and responsibility. This is critical. However, having a WAE trooper in Region NOLA where we have special events throughout the year. As you know, we just finished our Bayou Classic. We have the upcoming New Year's Eve, Sugar Bowl, and celebration along with the 1-year anniversary of the terrorist attack. Drone operations are incredibly important. And to have this WAE trooper in Region NOLA to provide training, to provide immediate response, where their sole duties in this role would be to complement, more importantly, be in the area of the metropolitan New Orleans area is critical to operations. Aircraft take a little longer to deploy and they do come, but when you need something right away, the drone is clearly the choice in a how you want to say fast deployment. So I respectfully request your approval of this WAE trooper in Region NOLA to serve as a drone operator and trainer of our men and women within the agency.
Chairman, I have a question.
Colonel, what, is there a plan to make this position permanent?
So we do have some folks within our investigative support section that will soon be transitioned to our special operations section, similar to SWAT, mobile field force, and our criminal patrols unit, but the troopers come from throughout the state. So there'll be a lieutenant and a sergeant, but as far as Region NOLA, or to answer your question, we wouldn't make a permanent position for a trooper. We would continue to rely on the men and women who work in other capacities for budgetary concerns. As you know, WAE troopers provide a reduced cost because we just pay the salary and not the benefits. And right now, while we're still rebuilding the agency and adding academy classes, which y'all know we graduated 44 last Friday. We're very proud of that. And we have another one starting on January the 5th with around 55 to 60. The full-time in any particular area would be a great idea, but it's just not fiscally feasible at this time. So the WAE trooper provides a bridge and a gap for us right now, today, in the city of New Orleans. And I think in that metro area, no one says it, General, more specifically than the year we had in 2025. So I think it's very clear of the efficiency and, more importantly, the being a good steward of the state's funding. So given the positions that we have, that's why I'm here today to ask in a WAE trooper role to provide that training, additional training for that region, and of course deployment there. So at this time, there's no plans to have a permanent position as we still fill the ranks in patrol and investigations, special operations, and support of our numbers. And we're just north of 1,017 troopers.
Follow up. Is there, are there any thoughts about executing some kind of review of the requirements as this need for drones appears to grow and the expectation that those drones are going to be available? Just so that you could come back to us and go back to the legislature with, hey, here's, as this has expanded, here are the needs that we have. I don't know if started it on that path yet or not.
Yes, sir. So many of you all may or may not know, but the federal government has authorized counter drone funding, $250 million this federal fiscal year for those who host the FIFA. That's the soccer across, because it's in many states. They got the primary training. Louisiana last May in a session passed the We Will Act law, which Louisiana is the only state that's allowed to mitigate drones on a state level, which we're very appreciative of. So to your point, they are aware of the growth. We presently have a drone task force that encompasses just the operation of drones. So that has some private sector and business partners for our critical infrastructure. And then we have a counter UAS where you mitigate the drone, or maybe to your knowledge to take down a drone is often stated, but to mitigate the drone for public safety purposes. And that task force encompasses the Sheriff's Association, Governor's Office of Homeland Security, police chiefs, the Attorney General, and we're working diligently to finalize our policy and procedures and of course with the legal oversight from the AG. So back to your point, the legislature is aware, the governors are aware, and they understand the importance of drone. And as we need positions, we have the position, sir. We just we need to continue recruiting, and of course we need funding of those vacancies. And we're working with our legislative partners and of course the governor's office to ensure that that takes place. And I think they've been very good on their commitment, since we have a class starting next month, and then we have another one starting June 28th. And so we're pretty excited. And as more of those men and women come to the ranks, just keep in mind we have many that are retiring. And so we're hopeful, and I don't know if y'all realize, but we graduated 5 academy classes since Governor Landry took office. It's very impressive feat. A lot of credit to our training academy. But the same, and that's around 250 troopers, but we'd have close to 100 that have retired due to attrition. And so we're still making headway. Quick math, that's 150 plus. But since we didn't hire any troopers from September of 2008 to January of 14, we're bridging the gap with these WAE positions. And the end goal would be to minimize those and have full-time positions, to your point.
Any further discussion?
Make a motion to approve the colonel's,
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members.
Move to item 7, Director's Report, Executive Director.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I too wanted to recognize and congratulate graduates of Cadet Class 107. 44 troopers now added to the state's police service, and The next item on my report is behind tab number 7. It's the expenditures to date. Fiscal year 26. Are there any questions about expenditures? Next item I have, Chairman, is to advise that annual training is due for ethics and for the annual preventing sexual harassment training. And I will be following up individually regarding those that have not completed those 2 specific trainings this calendar year. And that applies to all commissioners serving in this calendar year. I wanted to call your attention to the fact that the Department of Agriculture is conducting repairs to the systems in this building starting tomorrow. All offices in the building, including the commission's administrative office, will be closed for repairs tomorrow. That work is expected to be completed before we return to work on Monday morning. And the last thing to advise is that our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 8th at 10 a.m. Any questions?
Thank you. Item 8, opportunity to address the commission by employees on or other matters not on the agenda. Do we have any speaker request forms?
Requests, Mr. Chairman.
Without,
I apologize, members, I just have a correction. I don't want to confuse our new applicants or our new cadets that are starting. It is Sunday, January 4th is the start. I said the 5th. I misspoke. I would certainly not want our future troopers to show up a day late. I'm sure y'all could appreciate that would not be beneficial to them. So, we have a meeting next Monday where we bring them to the academy with their family, loved ones, so that way they can understand the next 24 weeks commitment that is required from not only the trooper or the cadet to be a trooper, but from the family support. So once again, the start date for the cadet class 108 is Sunday, January the 4th. So thank you for that.
really get to do it in a year. Without any further business, I'm gonna motion to accept the motion to adjourn.
So move.
On favor.
Uh,
So moved.